guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be another book update. This is the Marion Marsh with Tony Maguire Helpless book. But before I get stuck into telling you about how I felt about this book, I just want to explain something to you. I'm going to wrap up this challenge now, and it pains me to say it because I'm not happy with it, but it's something I need to do, unfortunately. So if you don't already know, I've got 5 children. We're a house of 7. It's getting close to Christmas, guys, and I'm sure you can appreciate in my house it's getting a little bit busy. We're late with doing things this year. It's all got a bit hectic. It's been a struggle to record and find the time to. I did some wrapping yesterday and I've managed to catch up enough to find the time to do some videos today. I'm not sure I'm going to have time to do more before Christmas, and I haven't had the time recently to pick up books. It's just not happening. Realistically, I can't see myself finishing another book, so I'm going to wrap it up. Also, if you didn't know, I took a long time out of YouTube during the year because I wasn't well. I had a really rough time of things, and at that point I struggled with reading. There's been times this year where I've struggled to read, and there's been times where I have found it a really good escape. Now, in terms of this challenge, you could say I failed because I didn't meet all 19 books. However, I can promise you I did read 19 books this year. It's just that at one point I was getting very into reading library books when I shouldn't have been. I hate to add. So, I mean, in one aspect I have done the challenge, but another I haven't. In your eyes, you haven't seen all of the updates of the books I've been doing, and it's meant to be about these ones I've answered questions for. So I'm not too upset with it because I feel like I've achieved it. Something I did point out when I took on this challenge is that I actually review books. I write first impressions for books and get sent books to review. So I'm actually reviewing books and trying to read books for pleasure as well. So yeah, I'm not going to be taking on a challenge next year. I've decided that that doesn't work best for me with everything else I do in terms of reading. However, I have decided that I will continue doing bookish type videos. You'll find out more about that when I come to it. But yeah, this, you know, rest assured, it's not finishing. I'd like to take the time to thank the lovely Lottie for setting up this challenge and giving me something to focus on this year. There's been times where I have really benefited from this challenge because of things that are going on in my life, and I've been able to absorb and just get stuck into reading, and it's been a real get out. I can tell you that this year I've read more books than I have done in my whole life. I've never been good at reading. I have a really bad attention span, and I've never been into books until this year. I decided to take on this challenge because I wanted to get into it, and maybe that might have been a bit of a challenge in itself, because you could say I should have failed it. I was determined that I wanted to do it, and I haven't failed in my eyes. I really haven't, because I've done so well with the amount I have read. I have a real big love for books now, and at the beginning of the year I just didn't. So it's not that I hated reading, I struggled to find the time or the patience, and my reading age has never been good because I've never given it the time. So yeah, I've learnt so much this year with reading, and I honestly would like to pass my thank yous on to Lottie, and I would apologise that I haven't achieved it, but in my eyes I have achieved 19 books. It's just that you haven't physically seen those 19 books. But yeah, I do want to continue with book update style videos, although it's not going to be the same thing. So, but I'll let you know more about that in the future. Yeah, so let's get stuck into this final one. This is a wrap up, unfortunately, but it's been a great year of reading, and thank you to all the people that have come back and watched this series of videos. Please watch out for what's coming next year. So, the last book that I read is Helpless by Marion Marsh, and it's a true story of a neglected girl betrayed and exploited by the neighbour she trusted. Oh, right, let's just get into the questions, and let's not get carried away with chatting any more than I already have. So, do you like the cover and why? Although it builds an image of the girl, no, she looks so vulnerable. So I do find it a little bit difficult looking at that picture, but I can see how it's good in terms of the story. Did you enjoy it? Yes, if you can call it that. It was a hard read. I struggled with this, and I'm going to be honest, because of some personal experiences I've had in my life, it just made this, and I'm not going to go into that, I don't need to talk about it, but yeah, it was difficult at times. Was it as good as you'd hoped? Really, because of what it was, I didn't really have expectations, so no, I suppose not. Would you recommend this to others? Right, okay, in terms of the book and the story, yes, but not if abuse is something that will trigger you. Steer clear if abuse will trigger you in any way. And I'm you know, what I'm going to say is that you can go through any type of abuse. Abuse comes in many forms. Any form of abuse will trigger someone else's abuse from their past, if that makes sense. Yeah, if any form of abuse is going to trigger you, just don't read this book, please. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being lowest, etc., what would you rate this book? I'm going to go for a 3, guys. I'm going to stick at a 3. I think it's sort of mid-range. It's not a book I'd rave about, but I don't hate it. I actually liked it, but it was hard. So, you know, that's probably the fairest sort of rating I would give it. And then describe this book in 3 words. I'd say it's sickening, it's sad, and obviously abusive. So, yeah. And then the last question for this book is, how did it end? And I'm going to say on a positive, despite the harsh nature. So, yeah, it did finish a bit positive. It wasn't all bad. You know, it wasn't... It could have ended in a horrific way, and it just didn't. So yeah, guys. This was actually book number 13. So I did actually achieve 13 books of the 19. I'm sad that this is drawn to an end, guys, but thank you all for your time throughout this whole challenge this year. So, guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you again soon in my next video. Bye.